Alright guys, what's going on? I am back. This is Dion, your 49er reporter, here with just a few small updates and, just some minor news before this game that we have with Cincinnati tomorrow. So get the little basic stuff out the way. If you like what you see and hear, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. I'm always give it to you straight, no chaser. Let's get into it. So very simply put, we had a few transactions over the weekend. Well, not a few, just one really. So the 49ers did what we thought they would do and what some of the fans were calling for. They promoted Jeff Wilson Jr. from the practice squad up to the active squad. Now, in order to do that, they had to waive somebody. So they waived Caden Smith. Caden Smith being waived doesn't mean much of anything to me and or probably anybody else, because Caden Smith wasn't doing anything, and we didn't really need to draft a tight end. I didn't really see the need for him to be there, especially if, Ross Dwelly would have been, if Ross Dwelly is already healthy, like why would we even care to draft another tight end? So Caden Smith's been waived. Jeff Wilson Jr. has been brought up from the practice squad. I assume most likely he will probably wind up being demoted again once Tevin Coleman is healthy. So the beauty of this is that, we'll have a viable, hard-nosed, smash-mouth guy when it comes down to the goal line. Say we get down on the 2 or the 3 yard line. Breida and Mostert aren't guys that we're going to put in there to kind of bang like that. It's not to say that they can't hit and keep going, but they're more of a finesse type of runner. Jeff Wilson Jr. is a hard-nosed runner. He's north and south. Breida and Mostert are more east and west. So it's just a simple situation. You have a guy like that, you get down on the, on the 1 or the 2 or the 3, inside the 5 in general, and you can use him to go ahead and bang in for that touchdown. You know you're going to go ahead and go hard and get it, so you're already set with that. Other things that have happened, Nick Bosa finally did practice. They did want to see him practice because he kind of re-injured the high ankle sprain. So he kind of aggravated it a little bit, so it was sore after the game. But, that's to be expected. It's a high ankle sprain. It doesn't just go away. And as long as the training staff is taking care of him, those couple days off probably helped him. People were kind of wondering whether we should or should not play him. I say play him. Shit, if he feels healthy enough to go, he practiced, he got through practice okay. We have enough time to be able to continue to make sure he keeps ice on that. Check him before the game, make sure he's good. You can list him as questionable, but I say go ahead and play him, man. Shit, he did a great job. He recognized what he did wrong. He recognized that stopping before you actually get to the quarterback isn't going to work. This isn't college anymore. That was a wake-up call because Jameis Winston sidestepped him several different times during that game. Nick would have had like 3 full sacks, but he stopped on a play because he was anticipating the ball to already be gone. But he already has stated that in the post-game conference, so he recognized his mistake and he knows now I got to have a higher motor and I have to keep going until I get to that QB, until I touch him. So that's always a good thing. Another thing that people have been talking about is, I guess, the so-called absence of DeForest Buckner because he didn't really do much in that last game. But the situation with that is just that the edge was creating most of the pressure, so up the middle, there wasn't really anywhere for them to go. So usually when you step up in the pocket, if you have a lot of pressure created from the edge, you'll wind up getting sacked if those guys in the middle are, strong enough and they've, created a situation where you're going to wind up, in their arms. But that wasn't necessarily the case. Buckner had a couple tackles. He did have a tackle for a loss. So I'm not thinking anything negative of him because he didn't get a sack. Shit, the pressure was there. That's all we needed. So the pressure was there and it created turnovers for us. And that led to 14 points off defense. We ain't scored on defense in a while. So, I'll take it, And it's more so, this is a team thing. This ain't about stats, individual stats. This is about going out and getting W's. If you haven't paid attention to the team in the offseason and what they've been doing, that's their mindset, is to go out and win. We're not looking about, thinking about losses or anything. So like I said in my last video, as far as it goes, it's going to be very simple. We need to worry about Joe Mixon, Giovanni Bernard, John Ross, and Andy Dalton, and just make sure that we get enough pressure on him to a point where our DBs can go ahead and make plays on the ball. And we just got to be really, 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 I can't stress the word really enough, mindful of John Ross's speed. Strictly based on the fact that he can take the top off the defense, he is ridiculously fast. Him and Marquise are just, they're on the same level as far as that speed goes. And I honestly think John Ross might even be a little bit faster. But either way, we just need to go ahead and make sure that we watch those guys on offense. And then as far as defense, like I said, Carlos Dunlap, this kid Sam Hubbard, and Drake Kirkpatrick, we just have to be mindful of those guys on defense and just be ready for them. You know what I'm saying? And Quan will be back this game. So our defense that we're running right now, at least as far as the front four, this wide 9 look that we have is susceptible to runs up the middle because we are so spread out. So the gaps are ridiculously wide. So if you're running a draw play on a wide 9 defense and you don't have good linebackers, chances are you ain't gain some nice yardage. But we have Fred. We still got Quan in there. So I don't believe that we're going to take any steps back with that. I believe that Quan will play a little bit more level-headed. It's not to say that what he did against Jameis was a bonehead play, because it wasn't. It was just an unfortunate play that wound up to him being kicked out of the game, which I still think is a crock of shit, because you shouldn't have kicked him out for one personal foul. Like I thought he had to do it twice and he got kicked out of the game. But, it's getting soft and fucking ticky-tack shit that gets on my nerves. A guy barely touches somebody and it's pass interference. But you look at the quarterback or breathe on them and then they're like, oh my God, it's a personal foul. So it's like, back in the day, man, quarterbacks used to get smacked around. And they just had to get up and take it. You know what I'm saying? Brett Favre is definitely one of the guys that I admired as a quarterback because he could take a hit. You could smack Brett Favre and lay his ass out. I remember him getting up and they had him mic'd up and he looked at somebody, I forget who it was, but he looked at the dude, he told me, he's like, I thought you hit harder than that. Like, at that point, that shit, you almost feel defeated as the damn defensive lineman because you like, shit, I knocked the hell out this motherfucker. How the heck am I not, how did he get up so quick? But, I mean, hey, man, that's that Mississippi blood in him, man. That boy take a hit, get on up. But, long story short, I don't expect us to lose this game tomorrow. I expect us to go out and win. I expect us to dominate. Like I said, I've named the people that we need to be very mindful of. Those are the guys, if they get going, they can go ahead and give us some problems. I'm not worried about Tyler Eifert. I mean, if he's even healthy as it is, because he ain't never on the damn field to really go ahead and create any problems for anyone. So it's not bothering me none. It's just we got to go out there and get this W, people. It's all we need to do. So Caden Smith waived, Jeff Wilson promoted to the active squad. Now, what I'm hearing and what I'm reading most of the time is that by week 4, everybody should be back. By week 4, we should have Trent Taylor. By week 4, we should have Jalen Hurd. By week 4, Tevin Coleman should be back. So we should be at full strength, full health, nobody gone. And as well, Jason Verrett is active for this game. I don't know if he's going to dress or be a healthy scratch, but if Verrett is healthy, you have to think about it like this. You go ahead, you put a killer on John Ross. Then you put Sherm on the other receiver. Then you go ahead and throw Jason Verrett in the slot. It's almost not fair. Like, your wide receivers ain't going to have nothing they can really do, We'll have Tarvarius over the top to help with John Ross on the speed because Tarvarius is very fast. So if he winds up getting past Akello, then Akello has to run to try to catch up to him. Then Tarvarius can go ahead and be over the top to at least try to make a play on the ball or rock his damn world so we can put him out the game. And I'm not saying to go out there and pull nothing where you're trying to hurt somebody, but I'm just saying give him little minor concussion so he has to take off and we can stop worrying about somebody trying to beat us downfield like that. But to be honest with you, Jason Verrett being healthy and him being ready to go, that's actually awesome for us. I would love to see him out there and see how he moves and get him back in the game. I believe Jimmy G will have a better game this time around. and he's going to be a little bit smarter in what he does and where he puts the ball. Hopefully, we'll clean up these penalties. That way, we don't get any we don't get any touchdowns called back, because we had 3 TDs that we wound up losing on because of penalties, man. The holding on Richie James, that was a little iffy, I mean, I kind of saw it, but then I'm like, you couldn't call that back, But the other 2 calls where it was Georgia stuff, those were just blatant. When Glency lined up so far off the line, I mean, shit, he might as well have been 30 yards deep in the backfield like he was a damn running back or something. But honestly, guys, we got to go in here tomorrow to Cincy to get this win. I'm going to say 30-10 is my score. That's what I believe. I feel like we're going to put up some points, and we're going to go out there and hit these guys in the mouth and hit them fast and hit them hard. If you are in Arizona, the AZ Niner Empire will be at Varsity on Mill. That's where we're going to be at, man. We out there, we deep, and we have tons of fun. Everybody in there, man, they just have a good time. We love it when we make great plays. We hate it when we make bad plays. But it's all in good fun, man. And if you in another state, you know what I'm saying, and you like that, find your Niner Empire, because we all over the country. We everywhere. But if you're in Arizona, go to, Varsity on Mill Ave, and we'll be there tomorrow. Like I said, by week 4, we should be back at full health, full strength. Nobody out, nobody missing. You know what I'm saying? Minus guys on IR. But other than that, man, y'all have yourselves a blessed evening, a blessed night. Stay safe, wherever you are. And I will see y'all tomorrow with a post-game review, as far as the game is concerned. And we just going to get it in, man. We're going to go out here, we're going to punch these guys in the mouth, we're going to do what we need to do, and we ain't finna stop, man. It's Niner gang for life. Red and gold till I'm dead and cold. Peace.